All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about a day when the U.S. House of Representatives basically turned into a full-blown bar fight. I mean, it was pure chaos. We've got grief, we've got accusations, and it really makes you wonder, what is going on with our politics? If you're here for explainers that break down this kind of craziness, do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe. Okay, let's do this. So, get this. What was supposed to be a totally normal, solemn moment of silence on the House floor, well, it completely spiraled into an all-out screaming match. I mean, Washington is still reeling from this. We're talking gavel banging, we're talking shouting, we're talking actual profanity. It was insane. And this tweet, this single, furious tweet from Congresswoman Paulina Luna, it perfectly captures the raw emotion of what went down. So the big question is, how did we go from a moment of prayer to just pure pandemonium? Well, let's unpack exactly how it all happened. Okay, to really understand the explosion on the House floor, we have to rewind the clock just a little bit. So on September 10th, conservative activist Charlie Kirk is giving a speech when he's tragically shot. And then the very next day, he's confirmed dead. And that news, as you can imagine, sent absolute shockwaves straight to Washington, D.C. So back on the House floor, Speaker Mike Johnson stops everything to announce the death of the 31-year-old activist. And as is custom, he calls for a moment of silence to honor him. Pretty standard stuff, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Okay, so the 30 seconds of silence are up. The speaker's ready to get back to business. But this is the exact moment things go completely off the rails. The quiet is just shattered, and the shouting kicks off. And here it is, the spark that lit the whole powder keg. Representative Lauren Boebert stands up, she says silent prayers get silent results, and then asks for someone to lead a prayer out loud. And that one seemingly simple request, it's what set the entire chamber on fire. Instantly, several Democrats object, and their point is this: the House didn't hold an out loud prayer for a school shooting that happened in Colorado that same day. And just like that, the tension in the room just skyrockets. And this is when Representative Paulina Luna, who actually knew and worked with Charlie Kirk, just loses it. She erupts and starts shouting directly at the Democrats across the aisle. Her first accusation just cuts right through all the noise. Y'all caused this. And in that one moment, you see the grief turn into pure, direct blame. Right there in the middle of the House floor. Meanwhile, you've got Speaker Johnson just slamming his gavel, trying to get control back. He's shouting, "The House will be in order, the House will be in order." But nope, it's totally useless. He's completely drowned out. And then comes the line that literally stopped everyone in their tracks. It was just pure, unfiltered rage, shouted for everyone to hear. I mean, at this point, forget about polite debate. This was a straight-up political brawl. But look, this explosion of anger didn't just come out of nowhere. To really get it, you have to look at social media, because Representative Luna had already been setting the stage for this exact confrontation. If you look at her tweets, you can see a clear progression. I mean, it starts with very personal grief for her mentor. But then, just about 30 minutes later, it escalates into these intense, all-caps accusations, blaming her political opponents and their rhetoric for the whole thing. So what happens after all the shouting dies down? Well, the fallout was immediate, and the reactions? They ranged from more fury to just straight-up disgust, and not just from the other side of the aisle. Yeah, this whole thing really showed a massive split, even inside the Republican Party. You have Representative Luna's raw fury, and then you have another Republican, who stayed anonymous, telling a reporter that the whole spectacle was just disgusting. Later that night, you had Speaker Johnson trying to do a bit of damage control. He admitted it was chaos, but he kind of framed it as just a result of raw emotion, suggesting that maybe when people cooled down, they'd regret what they did. Now, this whole incident also put a huge spotlight on Representative Luna herself, and this is where the story takes a really weird turn. It actually connects to a recent moment in pop culture. To get it, we need to know one word: sycophant. Basically, it's someone who sucks up to an important person to get ahead. Because, get this, just last month, Representative Luna's fierce loyalty to former President Trump got her a parody on, South Park. Her character was literally brought on the show to explain what a sycophant is. I mean, you really can't make this stuff up. So here's the bottom line. We just watched raw grief and political rage completely explode on the floor of the House. So the big question for all of us is, Was this just a one-time breakdown, fueled by a terrible tragedy? Or is this a sneak peek of a new, even more chaotic era in our politics?
I really want to know what you think. Is this the new normal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. And hey, if this breakdown helps you make sense of the chaos, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.